Two people charged in a deadly hit and run out of Oldham County will face a judge today. 53-year-old Jason Cornett and 23-year-old Zoe Wolf were arrested last month. Police say Cornett was behind the wheel on November 11th when his pickup truck hit and killed 75-year-old Margaret Preble. He's charged with leaving the scene of a crash. Wolf is charged with tampering with physical evidence. Officers say she knowingly drove the damaged truck out of Oldham County the day after the crash. Both will be in court at 9 o'clock this morning. Metro Police are looking for suspects after 4 people were shot in Louisville in 2 different incidents.
Police say the first shooting happened just before 5 yesterday in the Park Hill neighborhood. Police were called to West Burnett and Cypress Streets, but didn't find a victim. A short time later, they say 2 men showed up at a local hospital with gunshot wounds. Detectives determined the men were shot in the area where they originally responded. The hospital treated the men for non-life-threatening injuries, and then about a half hour later, 2 more men were shot in the Russell neighborhood. Police found the victims on River Park Drive near 31st Street with gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. LMPD's non-fatal shooting unit is investigating in both of these cases, so if you know anything, call the tip line at 574-LMPD.
This morning, we're hearing from the woman behind a small Kentucky town being dissolved. Bonneville is an hour south of Louisville in Hart County, and Sunday was its last day as a city. The woman who spearheaded the movement says it all came down to taxes. WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester have her story.
The lady in the Flamingo house brought the city down.
Melody Schanneberger lives at the center of Bonneville, a small Hart County, Kentucky town, an hour south of Louisville and with a population of 244.
This town, I don't think is going to be any more than what it is right now. A thrift store, rundown, dilapidated buildings.
In City Hall, once at the center of debate and now shut down, effective December 8th.
Says we weren't getting anything for our taxes. No bang for the buck.
Schanneberger is the woman who led the movement to dissolve the local government. Her slogan, taxes for nothing, though her city tax was $30 a year.
So the amount is nothing to complain about. It's just we weren't seeing anything done.
Her efforts were a success. Bonneville residents voted 67-60 on Election Day to dissolve into Hart County, wiping out the 6-person city council, mayor, and services like city-operated street lighting. What Schanneberger said was the biggest concern for residents.
Yes, a few street lights did go out. It didn't make that much of a difference. That was still on.
She says the mayor is in opposition, and Mayor Marie Whitlow previously told WHAS11 that she believes new residents are trying to avoid paying taxes. In Bonneville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11, on your side.
Officials from Hart County will take the keys to Bonneville's town hall today.
It's 6:05 and the college football bowl games are set with the Cards heading to Texas. Louisville will play in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl against the University of Washington. Kickoff is at 2 on New Year's Eve in El Paso. Washington had a 6-6 record this season. Western Kentucky going to play in its 11th bowl game in 13 seasons. The Hilltoppers have been selected for the Boca Raton Bowl against James Madison. That's happening Wednesday, December 18th, and kickoff is at 5:30. Plus, we are in for a showdown in Indiana. IU will take on Notre Dame in the first round of the college football playoffs. The Hoosiers have only lost 1 game this year and finished 8th in the college football rankings. That's 3 spots below the Fighting Irish, who have won 10 straight games since September the 7th. Notre Dame will host the Hoosiers December 20th in South Bend, and kickoff is at 8 p.m.
Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers says his priority for the upcoming legislative session is lowering Kentucky's individual income tax. He spoke to us at the Kentucky Farm Bureau's annual meeting on Saturday. Back in 2022, Kentucky Republican lawmakers passed a tax overhaul that reduces the individual income tax by 0.5% each year. The state would just need to meet certain budget requirements. We've seen 2 cuts in years past, but did not meet those guidelines for cuts next year. However, state lawmakers say we should expect lower taxes in 2026. They'll vote on that in the coming months.
We have guardrails on our tax code that we have to have twice as much revenue coming in as what the tax cut would be. So we will never get to the point in a tax cut that we will ever operate in the red. We will always be in the black.
The Kentucky State Legislature can pass that tax cut when it convenes in January. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed the last tax cut in 2023 and has previously called the possibility of another tax cut good news. Now, Senator Stivers also confirmed the GOP shift away from the failed school choice measure Amendment 2 after it did not pass in November's election. Stivers says they'll now take a closer look at Kentucky's public school system. The Republican leader pointed to a 9% boost they gave to the public education funding model, saying they'll be looking to make sure they get their dollar's worth.
And the first wife of former Kentucky Governor John Y. Brown II, a trailblazer herself, Ellie Brown, has died. The late governor and Brown funded Actors Theater, helped save the downtown YMCA, and were instrumental in the development of the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts and the Ali Center. She was the first chairwoman of the board of the Kentucky Colonels ABA team and was part of an all-female ownership board. Brown and her husband were inducted into the Kentucky Athletic Hall of Fame in 1998. Her son and former Kentucky Secretary of State John Y. Brown III said in part, quote, "She was such a pioneer and trailblazer, but never saw herself as that. Just doing what the guys tried to do and doing it more passionately and creatively and a heck of a lot better." Ellie Brown was 84 years old.